In Singapore, you spend more on the certificate to own a car, $100,000, than on the vehicle itself. From a $27 ham and cheese sandwich in Switzerland to $4,000 a month rent on a tiny island in Bermuda, these price tags will make your eyes water, but they also unlock some of the best lifestyles on Earth. Welcome to Top 10 Expensive Countries to Live in that are worth it. Be sure to watch until the end when I'll reveal a country that sits at one point of the mysterious Bermuda Triangle. Number 10, Ireland. Ireland's emerald green hills and upbeat pub culture are what comes to mind of a country on the rise. However, with a monthly cost of living around $2,400 and rent in Dublin of $1,700 for a one-bedroom place, everyday expenses are much higher than those of neighboring Spain or Portugal. Yet the Irish government covers 77% of public healthcare costs via the medical card system and provides subsidies for education and public transport. There is also a booming tech industry. Corporations like Google, Apple, and Facebook have their headquarters in Ireland. For those who love storytelling, live music, and economic dynamism, Ireland's high living costs are a worthwhile trade-off to a meaningful life with many opportunities. Fun fact, it's legal to bring your horse into a pub. They don't enjoy "why the long face" jokes. Expensive fact, fish and chips takeaway can cost $25. Number 9, Luxembourg. Located between Belgium and Germany, Luxembourg may be small, but its appeal is great, and its costs are equally high. A monthly budget of around $2,000 and rents of the same amount for a one-bedroom apartment place it among the top 5 most expensive countries in Europe. Still, the government compensates for the high costs with free public education, childcare subsidies of $400 per month, and discounted public transport passes. Daily expenses here are a lot more than those of neighboring regions, but residents enjoy a multilingual environment, political stability, and one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. Whether you're raising a family or working in finance, Luxembourg's spending on public services and its diverse culture make the high cost of living worth it for some. Fun fact, public transport is completely free for everyone. Ironic, considering that Luxembourg is the world's luxury car capital. Expensive fact, it costs $15 for a movie ticket. If you subscribe to my channel, your archenemy will drop their phone in the toilet. Next up is number 8, Denmark. In Copenhagen, Denmark's charming capital, you can go boating on its aquamarine canals and bicycles outnumber cars, but living here isn't cheap. You'll need about $2,000 per month for daily needs and $1,200 for a one-bedroom apartment. Yet, healthcare and education are free and the public transport network is reliable. Cycling lanes crisscross the city, and eco-friendly urban planning ensures that sustainability supports every aspect of life. A culture of contentment and a commitment to social equality add up to Denmark being one of the happiest countries to live in. Fun fact, if you're not married by the time you turn 30, your friends will cover you with pepper. At least they're not rubbing salt into your wounds. Yes, it's a dad joke, but we're sticking with it. Expensive fact, it costs more than $200 for a 1-hour yoga session. Number 7, Norway. Norway's fjords and midnight sun are some of the planet's must-see sights, but its cost of living, around $2,000 per month and about $900 for a one-bedroom flat, makes it pricier than neighboring Sweden. A meal for 2 costs around $100 and a coffee to go will set you back $6. Yet the state compensates with complete healthcare, free education, and subsidized public transport. The result is a society where every citizen enjoys social safety nets, breathtaking natural scenery, and some of the world's highest wages. For those who value work-life balance and the chance to ski after office hours, Norway's living expenses come with access to untamed wilderness and strong social support. Fun fact, Norwegians are obsessed with slow TV. A local channel once aired a 7-hour train ride. Screenwriters with writer's block, now you know where to work. Expensive fact, a movie ticket costs $25. Number 6, the Bahamas. The Bahamas offers turquoise waters and coral reefs, but life here carries a price tag rarely seen in the Caribbean. Expect to spend about $2,300 a month on living expenses, with rent for a one-bedroom apartment costing $1,600. Limited government subsidies mean you need to pay out of pocket for private healthcare and schooling, and the cost of imported goods is even higher than in the US. Still, for retirees and digital nomads, those costs mean long afternoons on heavenly beaches and world-class golf courses. With no individual income tax and friendly people, the Bahamas rewards residents with modern infrastructure and stunning marine beauty. Fun fact, there's an uninhabited island where feral pigs swim in the ocean. Expensive fact, it costs $60 for a single scoop of island rum raisin ice cream. Number 5, Singapore. Singapore's skyscrapers and well-planned streets reflect the city's commitment to efficiency and careful urban planning. With monthly expenses averaging $3,000 and one-bedroom rent costing $2,400, this center of commerce is the most expensive city in Asia. However, the government grants families $120,000 toward buying a new apartment, and taking the MRT every day stays affordable. It also subsidizes 70% of healthcare for citizens. For professionals hungry for career growth, the best educational institutions, and a multicultural society of Chinese, Malay, and Indian citizens, the high cost of living in Singapore also means a fantastic quality of life and a futuristic environment. Fun fact, Singaporeans love to queue, even if they don't know what it's for. Expensive fact, it costs $5 for a single slice of kaya toast. Number 4, Iceland. In Iceland, where steam rises from lava fields and the magnificent aurora borealis decorates the sky, everyday living will set you back $2,500 a month, and renting a one-bedroom apartment costs $1,500. Iceland is far away from everywhere else, which drives up import prices by as much as 50%, turning simple pleasures, like a block of cheese or a cup of latte, into a luxury. Yet this Nordic nation compensates for these costs with universal healthcare and education financed through income-based tax, reinforcing its reputation as one of the wealthy nations where well-being is a priority. You can also enjoy its spectacular landscapes, the lowest crime rate in the world, and a tight-knit community. For those who seek solitude among black sand beaches and steaming hot springs, paying more may be worthwhile when you'll have a front-row seat to nature's most dramatic show. Fun fact, since the Icelandic alphabet doesn't contain the letters Q, C, or W, you're not allowed to use them when naming your child. Too bad we really had our hearts set on Wacklin. Expensive fact, it costs $35 for a basic haircut. Number 3, the Cayman Islands. On Grand Cayman, the Caribbean's money center can be felt in its luxury condos and private beaches. Although monthly living expenses are around $3,400 and a one-bedroom rents for $1,500, the island is a magnet for professionals in finance and tourism. Consumer goods and services are more expensive than in the US. A high-end laptop costs $2,900 versus $1,800 in America, and government subsidies are scarce, forcing residents to rely on private healthcare and schooling. But consider the flip side: zero direct taxes, a clean natural environment, and a healthy offshore banking sector. Every dollar you spend here feels like an investment where you open your curtains to white sand beaches and swaying palms every morning. Fun fact, there's a national holiday celebrating pirates and a yearly rum festival. We are packing our bags as we speak. Expensive fact, it costs $200 to get your teeth checked and cleaned. Number 2, Switzerland. Switzerland's low national debt and clean and safe cities are examples of the country's efficiency and prosperity. But such high living standards come with big price tags. You'll spend roughly $2,900 a month on living costs, with a one-bedroom place costing about $2,300 in major cities. Stocking up on groceries will cost 20 to 30% more than in neighboring France or Germany. And while public education is free, private health insurance is mandatory and costly, around $700 per month. However, your money is used for first-rate public services, world-class transport, and a sense of security that defines Switzerland's exceptional quality of life. Fun fact, the Swiss are famously neutral, yet has one of the highest rates of gun ownerships in the world. Love and peace, or else. Expensive fact, it costs $14 for a cappuccino. Number 1, Bermuda. In Bermuda, daily life happens by turquoise waters and pink beaches, but living in this paradise can clean you out. In the capital of Hamilton, a one-bedroom apartment rents around $4,000, and that's just the start. Groceries, dining out, and even a morning coffee here will set you back over 40% more than in the US. With limited government subsidies, most essential services like education can break the bank. Tuition at a private school can cost more than $25,000 per year. However, the island's low crime rate, tax-free income, and unmatched serenity combine to offer a high standard of living that feels like a five-star hotel. For those who earn a lot and want comfort and safety, Bermuda's quiet location and tax benefits are hard to beat. Fun fact, there are snorkel tours that take you into the Bermuda Triangle. Expensive fact, it costs $75 for a 30-minute Segway tour. In our next video, Mauritius versus the Seychelles, which island is the best to work remotely or retire? Please click on the link for that or other videos about travel and expat life. Thanks a lot for watching.